I'm not a counselor, nor am I a therapist. I am a case manager, okay? Guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Aniya Danyea, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Here on this channel, I like to do makeup, hair, vlogs, lifestyle videos, a little bit of everything. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. As you can tell by the title, I'm here today to tell you what it takes to be a good case manager. Now, this is a disclaimer. This is just what I think. This is my personal opinion. This isn't based off of research or anything. Some of it is based off research and Googling and stuff like that, but this isn't any concrete evidence. I feel like everybody has a different case management style. This is just how I choose to do mine. Before we get started, I do want to encourage you guys to go ahead and join the gang and hit that big red subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you can get notified every single time I post a new video. So guys, if you see me looking down and looking away, that's because I do have my notes here in front of me. First, I give you a little bit of background on the program that I currently serve in, and then I'm going to tell you what I think it takes to be a good case manager. So what is a case manager? A case manager is someone who provides resources to a person in need. That was in simple terms, so I'm going to explain a little bit about my program and my role so you can get a better concrete definition of what I do. I currently work for a nonprofit program working to house homeless youth in my city from ages 18 to 24. Me and my coworker, we both have a caseload of 25 participants. Within our program, it is only 3 people. There is the assistant director, my boss, me, and then my coworker. Me and my coworker both work for 2 different smaller programs. My program is permanent supportive housing. This is when clients can stay in there without an end date, like they don't have to leave a house by a certain time. My coworker, on the other hand, she works for the rapid side. Rapid rehousing is, of course, rapid, fast. So that means they only have 2 years to stay in the program. After 6 months, we encourage them to start putting some money towards their bills. The first 6 months are free, completely free and rapid. And then after that, we ask them to start contributing a portion to the bill. In permanent supportive housing, my side, clients pay 30% of their income if they have income the whole time that they're living there. So I have a caseload, and in permanent supportive housing, you have to have, only for my program, I'm not sure if this is programs everywhere, you have to have a disability and it has to be approved by a psychologist. I work with my clients to provide them resources, whether it's helping them pay a phone bill, whether it's helping them pay BG bill, get somebody on custody, gets child support, TCA, which is temporary cash assistance, applying for food stamps. I get them connected to mental health services. I am not a counselor. Let's stop right there. I'm not a counselor, nor am I a therapist. I am a case manager, okay? I do not do therapy. I will sit there and listen to my clients if they have to talk, yes, but I do not conduct therapy because I am not licensed for that. But I am in school right now to get licensed for that, so if you're interested in seeing any videos on my process and becoming a therapist, let me know. I will surely show you guys. But right now, I am not a licensed therapist. I cannot provide therapy. In some situations, are a lot and too much for me to handle. That's why I connect them to different therapists. We also help them get employment, or we help them to further their education, whether it's through a GED program, going back to college, or helping them finish high school. We also help to support businesses as well. A lot of our clients have great business ideas, and we invest in their smaller businesses to help them get started. My job really is to solve their needs and get them connected to resources to solve their needs. Not for them, but to help them get connected to resources so they can do it themselves. It is to help them become more independent in the long run. So that is my goal as a case manager. Like I said, every program might be different. Okay, so what does it take to be a good case manager? I rambled on long enough, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I broke it down into 3 different categories. I broke it down into like characteristics and personality, skills, and also application. So the 3 Ds, they might overlap a little bit, but you know, in theory, in real world, that's really what happens. You know, your personality and your skills sometimes overlap. A person with this type of personality is more likely to have this skill set, and you know. So let's get right into it. For characteristics and personality, I said to be a good case manager, you have to be empathetic. You have to be empathetic. And not empathetic like, oh, I feel bad for this person, but really put yourself into their shoes. You have to have a different mindset and a different perspective of thinking. They might have popped off at you and you're like, why they mad at it? They shouldn't be mad at it. But you don't know what is going on in their day. So it's just like putting yourself in their shoes and being able to really sit back and empathize with them. All of my clients were homeless at one point. So it's like I really had to sit there and empathize with them. Even if they were having a bad day, I have to really get down to the bottom of it and be like, yo, yes, they just spazzed on me and I get it and it's fine. It's not fine what they did, but I understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and really try to understand them and understand where they're coming from. You have to be empathetic. I just feel like in any helping field, you have to be empathetic. Second, you got to be very disciplined. A case management job, you are everywhere. You're not really in the office. You're on go all the time. So you're not really keeping your own schedule. You're not really following a rigid schedule. At least I'm not. And I have to be. I have to have some self-control and some discipline because I make my own schedule. And a lot of the times the schedules don't work out. So I have to also be flexible. Being a flexible person and being able to maneuver and adapt to certain situations, you have to as a case manager, because you're working with so many people. You have 25 different lives going on, and trying to schedule that every single week when you have to make contact with these clients, it's hard, guys. Doing these house visits, it's hard. So you have to be able to be flexible. Along with being disciplined, you also have to be a self-starter. Like I said, this job is so freeing. Like, as far as scheduling wise, it's so freeing, and I have the ability to move and change and adjust my schedule as I please. But I have to be a self-starter, because there can be some days where you don't feel like doing anything. Okay, there's some days where like, I can do it tomorrow, because you really can do it tomorrow, but you know you shouldn't be pushing it off. Okay, for the personalities, I say you got to be empathetic, you got to be a self-starter, you got to be disciplined, and you got to be flexible. Now I want to talk about some of the skills that you have to have. So one important skill you have to have, and I'm still learning, is organization, guys. Organization. Along with this freeing schedule, you have to be organized. There's nobody there to tell you, oh, keep your files this way, do a spreadsheet this way. How are you going to keep up with your house visits, y'all? I know for me, I have to meet 25 clients twice every month, and I cannot keep up with who I met when I met with them. It's a lot. Keep charts, Excel spreadsheets. My coworker is famous for making a good Excel spreadsheet to keep track of everything that is going on. And when she met with this person, you have phone bills that you have to keep up with. You have BG&E bills that you have to keep up with. You have to take the time somewhere to take a second and become organized. Have all your important information stored in one central location where you know where it is and you can easily find it. Along with good organization, you have to have good oral and written communication. I know this sounds like a resume thing, but it is important. Communication is important, especially when your job is literally just to communicate. Communication is so important. Now, writing emails. Know how to write your emails. Know where you keep your emails. When your boss sends you something important, flag it, start, put them in folders. That's along with being organized. Put it in folders because it's something important. Keep that in there, guys. I'm telling you, along with organization. These emails, keep track of your emails. So you're texting clients, you're calling clients, you have to be able to communicate with these clients. Now I want to take it a little step further and saying know how to code switch. If you know how to code switch. You have to know how to code switch. You have to know how to adapt and know how to be culturally sensitive to other situations, okay? Because there's some people I talk to one way, some people I don't. Now I am working with a youth population, they're young like me, so I can talk to them how I'm talking to my friends. But when I talk to my boss, I gotta code switch. You know, he's a white man from German, so I have to code switch. Some of the lingo and some of the things that I say he may not understand. I know us as black people, we learned this like since we were young. We know how to do it by now. But even learning when to turn it off. When I first started, I was talking to these young kids like they were white people. Like I handled it very professionally, you know. And I realized I was using a lot of words and saying stuff, and they was looking at me like, yo, why are you talking like this? Then I had to sit back and realize like I did not have to talk like this. I need to talk in a way that they can understand me. And this is how I normally talk anyway. And it's more comfortable for me to talk that way with them. You understand? Because it feels more natural. I feel like it was forced professionalism, you know. We are so used to that. So just learn how to communicate and effective communication, because a lot of things can get lost in translation through emails, through texting, through calling, especially with these clients. Just keep good, clear, open communication, and make sure your communication is effective. Make sure when you're communicating with these clients, you're getting to know what's up. Like, no, don't call them just to talk. I mean, you can call them just to talk, but you want to know what you're there to help with. You know, you're not being buddy. This is not your friend. You're not about to go hang out with them after work or anything like that. You shouldn't be. You know, you really shouldn't. Another skill to have is time management. It goes with everything else, with being organized, staying on top of everything. Time management, because you're managing your own schedule and you're managing schedules of 25 other different people. And another thing I don't hear a lot of people say is customer service. This is still a job. I know I say I code switch and talk to my clients how I'm talking to my friends, but there is still that level of customer service there. When my clients call, I have 24 hours to get back to them, and I should get back to them within that 24 hours. And I normally get back to them right away, and they normally don't get back to me right away, but it's okay. So I normally try to have customer service, get back to them, figure out what they need. I reach out to them once every week. Technically, we only have to contact our clients twice every month. My boss asks us to do it once every week, and I kind of appreciate that because it just lets us check in and know what's going on. And it's hard to write a case note for them all the time, you know, but along with being organized, guys, keep track of your case notes. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but keep track with your case notes. Do a case note right away. Please do not get behind, because I've gotten behind before and it's not fun trying to catch up. Since I already then went ahead, let's just talk about the application and actually doing the work. before you start anything with any client, you want to build a rapport. Building rapport, building a therapeutic relationship, they're all one and the same. You want to gain trust with this client. Now, one thing in my organization we're really big on is trauma-informed care. All of our clients have been homeless, so that is a very traumatic event, and we want to learn how to deal with people who have suffered from trauma. You have to know that these people are coming from traumatic situations or situations where they may not trust people. So learning to build that trust is important, or you will not have a good relationship going forward, I promise you. And along with this building rapport, you want to be their friend in a way, in a professional way, and be someone that they can talk to, but you also want to set boundaries. Set boundaries, guys. I'm telling you, after 4:30 on a Friday, my phone is off until Monday at 8:30 a.m. I tell all my clients this, and they still call, and I will not answer. Why? Because you need to practice self-care. Pause really quick. I just made a video on self-care, so make sure you guys go check that out, and mental health and taking a day off when you need it. Case managers, our job is hard. Our job is hard. In the working field, jobs are hard and it's mentally taxing. Take the day off if you need it. Back to the application. Keep up with your records. I know I talked a little bit about case notes, but there's other records that you have to keep up with, guys. There's so many paperwork, so many files, so much documentation that you have to get. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially when you have it times 25 or times 40 or times 70. I've heard people having like hundreds of people on their caseload, which is absolutely insane. I'm struggling right now with 25. I don't know how you guys do it, but I'm praying for y'all. But keep track of all that stuff. When you get a contact with a client, log it right away. I'm saying I don't do this all the time because I've built a certain schedule for myself, but in the beginning it would have been really helpful if I put that case note in right away from the jump. Every receipt, keep track of your receipts. We have a company card we buy our client stuff with. Keep track of all those receipts. Your boss needs the receipts. Receipts of Instacart orders, phone orders, all of that. We have to keep track of the receipts. There's also intake paperwork that we have to keep track of, monthly house visits that we have to keep track of. We have to keep track of, the ID, birth certificate, all that on file. We also have to log in moving dates and BG&E bills, BG&E account numbers, BG&E account passwords. Guys, you're logging, keeping track of all this stuff for these people. It's a lot of documentation. Keep track of your records because they are really important. Now, when you're at work, you have to be able to multitask. There's 1,000 things going on at once. I'm telling y'all, even though it may not seem like it in the office, it's always dead because I feel like everybody is always out in the field. Being able to multitask, being able to switch your schedule and adapt to other people is very important. Guys, I'm telling y'all, it's been times before I've had my whole day planned out. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. Get in. Nothing that I planned happened because people canceled. This happened, something happened, emergency happened. Nothing happened that I planned. Try not to overly plan and have some wiggle room in your schedule because I'm telling you, prepare for bad days because things will go wrong. Another thing with application, I feel like your personality is really important. Like actually showing your personality to your clients. Like I said, in the beginning, I was a little rigid. I stepped back a little bit. I don't want my clients to get to know me too much or feel like I was too friendly with them because I am close in age. But I also wanted to be relatable with them. I wanted them to know that, we're not different. Like I understand that you're going through this situation, but I don't want you to look at me like I'm looking down on you or I think that I'm higher than you or anything like that because you're in this situation. I wanted them to know that I am relatable and my personality really helped a lot of them open up to me. Like they told me things in confidence that they asked me not to share with anybody else because they only felt comfortable with telling me. I feel like I appreciate that and it really speaks to who I am and my character because they felt as though I was trusting enough to confide in me to tell me something so important, So it's like your personality is really important. Show them a piece of you. You're not a machine. You're a human. When I asked a lot of my clients what they wanted in a case manager, they said somebody to be real with them. Know that they're a person and they make mistakes. That's literally what my clients said to me. And I couldn't agree with that more because a lot of people do look at these clients like they're just another case. They're just another number. No, they're human beings too, guys. So personality is everything. Because they will tell you when they don't like you. They have no problem telling you when they don't like you. Okay, so another thing, like I talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but you have to find your own case management style. Everybody has a way that they do things. Everybody has a certain way that they do things. Now, your style may be this, somebody else's style may be that, but guess what? Y'all still get the job done at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. Along with finding your case management style, find your communication style. I know I said we already talked about communication, but find your own communication style and how you communicate and let others know your communication style. Like if you don't want someone to talk to you a certain way, let that be known. Being a case manager, you have to be collaborative, guys. You have to be open to feedback as well. Being collaborative, like I said, everybody has a different case management style. Your style may be different from this person, but you looking at their style, you may be able to develop some new things and find a new way of doing things. So be willing to take feedback as well because everybody doesn't have the answers. We're a new program and we're constantly getting feedback. We want the feedback because we want our program to succeed and we want to know how it can be successful. So getting feedback from your clients directly, we ask them client, like, what can we do for you? Like, how can we be a better case manager? How can we serve you? Just collaborate with people and debrief at the end of the day. Like, we meet weekly to talk about our clients, and in those meetings I always get a lot of great feedback. Along with being able to receive feedback, you also have to be willing to ask for help. When things get hard, ask for help, guys. You have to know when enough is enough, or when you can't take on something. Back to that whole communication piece. Talk to your clients. Let them know what's going on. Talk to your boss. Let them know what's going on. Your coworker. How can they help you? How can you help them? How can you guys come together to collaborate on something and get something done? Work smarter, not harder, y'all. And lastly, be resourceful. Our whole job is about finding resources for clients. Be resourceful. Like I said, with collaboration, you could collaborate with somebody and come up with a whole bunch of different ideas just from talking to that person. That's a way to be resourceful. Talk to somebody to get other ideas. But Google, guys, research. Here on YouTube, I find a lot of amazing ideas for case management and how to be organized as a case manager. But also, like, a simple Google search really will help you guys. Learn some different tips and learn what works for you and your client. And know that just because you learn one way doesn't mean that that's the only way you can do it. Find other ways that you can be creative by also staying organized and on top of everything for your clients. Okay, guys, so I know it was a little bit of everywhere and I talked about a lot of different things, but honestly, if you listen, like, a lot of the things are the same and they all intertwine with one another. The biggest things I say you should take away from this is being open, learning how to communicate, being organized, and being disciplined. But you also have to bring your personality. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to see any more case manager videos, let me know. I do vlog my week and a day in the life as a case manager, so check out those vlogs if you want to go see it. And I will have a video on how I became a case manager with no experience. If there's any other case manager videos that you guys want to see, please leave them down below in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram name and everything down below for any video ideas that you want to see. Just let me know. Love you guys. Bye.